What it do, what it could be, hopefully it is what it should be. I'm Sneaks by the way, and this is Busy in Music, and you already know my co-host.
Ellie G, how are you doing? And today?
We got a special guest in the building.
What's good, y'all? I'm Shwan.
Hey, Shwan, tell them about yourself.
Well, I think in short, I'm a digital strategist, and what would be best? You want me talking to you over here? Like, how do we roll?
You can conversate with us, but
right.
Let them know that you're talking to them also.
I love it. Breakdown is I'm a digital strategist. I do a lot of artist management, creative management, with brands. So, but mostly it's just independent work because I'm realizing that people need help articulating their story, and that's where I really niched myself. So yeah, that's me.
That's pretty dope because honestly, people do need help articulating their story. When you said that, I was like, damn, I never thought there was a person that helped people do that.
Exactly. And we were talking, what was it, literally yesterday about this, and it was, I wasn't seeing like enough people like me in the industry, and if there were like 1,000 more, I feel like artists would just have more ability to thrive, the creative aspect, because I know they want to just focus on that, but they really need to have that like articulation of the story and someone to like guide them, and hopping into conversation like these are really important so that it brings to light these issues.
That's very true because I know artists change their mind a lot.
Yep.
That's something that we have to deal with being managers, is having to hear artists say, hey, I want to drop this track tomorrow, and we're like, no, we can drop it in a week or in 2 weeks so we can have a actual rollout for it and promo for it, and they're like, okay, we can wait. And then 2 days later, they're like, I'm dropping it tonight. All right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, here we go.
Exactly.
So you can't be like, no, you're not. No, we're.
It's stressful. It's their art. It's their art. And something that I had to learn this year is that you really do have to take that step back from being a strategist, at least in my realm. Like, you give people everything that they potentially need to succeed, but it's ultimately up to them to decide this is how I want to roll with it. And that's what creates like the best synergies, I think, in what I do. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So I like the attention. I like how you mentioned that you're bringing attention to what you do, because you're right. A lot of people do not have these conversations. They don't really talk about the background because they've built this image, and I agree with it because for the longest, if your job was in the background, your job was to be in the background. So the artist built this image of having done it all. Like if they were the one who just kind of created everything from the ground up 100% with no help whatsoever, Drake, it's all me, that type of thing. And it's like not seeing that Drake probably even had all of these people that are behind just that video alone that he made, that all me video, like had so many people on it, And so I think it is important to bring that attention to it, like that, there's people like you say that you wish there was 1,000 of you. That would be wonderful for the independent artists.
Exactly.
But there's not. But there are starting to be. So what do you think is the change right now as far as like what made you so up front and center now? Why are you at the front lines of independent artists?
I think, with everything moving to digital, with what's happening this year, it just forced artists to really realize how strong their brands are. And the ones that I see winning, maybe on the small scale, I can't really like name drop who on the big scale, but it's the people who understand brand identity, have community engagement, are now really tapped into like their narrative and how to articulate that. And I was like, I don't know, I was trialing at an agency and I'm like, I could like quit my job right now and literally just teach artists how to do this. Like that would be super cool. So that's exactly what I did this year, and it's been like the coolest thing ever.
That's a dope ass story. That's what I did this year.
Yeah, honestly.
And you're still doing this like person to person. You're not doing like a big group class where you're just talking to 100 people. No. You're like still one artist at a time.
Yeah, it's the thing that I've been trying to figure out is, okay, how do I like mass scale this? Because right now, it is just me doing it, but it's allowed for like the coolest conversations because I'm really tapped into like, what is an artist really struggling with right now? Like, what do I do if I have $0 to spend? Absolutely no dollars. And that's how I
Which a lot of artists,
And some of the most talented ones, literally just all they need is someone to believe in them. And that's why I landed on TikTok, because I realized you can grow the fastest on that platform for spending $0. So here we are. Now I'm a TikTok kind of strategist.
TikTok?
So the first art
brought it.
Right. I was trialing at that agency and I hated it. It was terrible. Like I didn't feel good. I didn't feel appreciated. So I just started talking with this artist.
The agency is not TikTok, is it?
No.
Oh, I'm just confirming.
No. I love that. And I just started working with this artist who I built a rapport with, and he didn't have a budget necessarily, or he did, but he was going to have to pay it back in a certain way that I was like, okay, I don't want to touch this at all. And I was looking at social platforms, what has the largest reach with the least amount of ad spend needed. Down to the numbers, I was like, oh, TikTok, it's like water to gain followers. If you just make like just optimized content, it's crazy, you know? And fast forward half a year, this artist now is closing in on 1 million followers. And
damn.
His friends, some of them, it took them like a month and a half to go from like 2K to 1 million. You know, like that, it is doable. There are people who've done it. Shout out Denver Biddle. He's actually an artist that I've become really close with, that it's just a testament to like overnight you could build a brand through this. So yeah, I landed on TikTok through that. Just the numbers, it made sense.
That's a great platform, and it's funny that you say that because we're here in the U.S. and there's a lot of people that was afraid of TikTok. So how is it right now we're in a pandemic, and in the midst of that pandemic there was the face of America, the president, bashing this service?
Right. Wasn't that crazy?
That was crazy. Did that affect your business?
It might have, but a question for you, what did you think about that?
It made me nervous.
Yeah.
I actually believe I deleted that app.
You deleted it because of that?
I'm not going to say per se because of that. I'm going to say I already wasn't getting the gist of it. That's why I like this conversation, because I didn't understand it.
Like you thought the government was going to come after you for having it? Or
there's just a lot of fear.
I'm a true believer in the government sees and knows everything that's going on. So for him to come in and say, oh, China's doing it, that just means that you're mad that you're not getting permission to do it as well. Which means, what the fuck are y'all doing with this data?
Yep.
You know?
Selling.
But like...
So, with them selling the data, and me not fully understanding how the heck to use this app, but they understand how the heck to get my data.
They were winning and
let me just
Yep.
back away for the moment. You know, I'm not going to use it any longer, but just for the moment, let me back away for this. You know,
and that's a fair thing to do, because there's no one bringing to light like what is the truth, what isn't the truth, like who's dealing with your data, how is it being dealt with, and that can be a gamble. But at the end of the day, if you do figure it out, which is not why we're having this conversation, like more people need to have like people to teach them this. It isn't a scary thing. And to answer your question, when that ban came around, I was so excited because I had full confidence. I didn't think it was going to go away, but it could have. I was just cocky, you could say, whatever. But I was like, oh, I don't think, there's just no way. There's going to be too many implications, and our traffic literally doubled when that happened. I had this one client doing, I think, 2 to 5 million views weekly, and he jumped up to 10 mil plus per week. And we were just...
A week.
So it was just like free publicity.
Oh my God, because everyone was rushing, because they're like, oh my God, I want to check out this app. It's going to
Before
get banned.
it like Flappy Bird? Like
yes,
Flappy
the phones
Bird?
became so expensive. Everyone's like, oh my God, my phone has Flappy Bird, $100,000.
Yes. I saw that on eBay.
Crazy.
Like, the original Flappy Bird downloaded.
I still had it. I was like,
yeah!
I love that.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
I did that. I did that too. I'm guilty of that. I was like, no, they're gonna get rid of it. Hold on, let me make sure I have it on every phone that I have.
Exactly.
Like,
well, see, with this, I was a little different. I was like, let me watch my Microsoft stock to see if they purchase TikTok. Because if they do, I might need to get into this.
For real. But I was scared about Microsoft getting it because, I had friends who were in the tech space way more than me, and they were saying like they would make TikTok very uncool, and that's where my big fear for the acquisition came in. If they mess with the algorithm, everything's ruined, because that's the secret sauce of that platform, is how well it can learn the data that you give it, so that it shows your videos to the right audience. Because one day your video might be shown to the UK, and if you could repost that video the next day and it's shown to like 3 times that audience in the US, so making sure that your stuff is like optimized and I don't know, really in tune with that platform. It's just the best way to grow as an artist now. And like, any questions you have on that, I'd love
because I'm like already lost.
Yeah.
Hold on. Because I know like on Instagram, you hashtag this, hashtag that to make your stuff like available and appear on people who are interested in that same thing. So it's really easy on that. That's like about as far as what algorithm are you talking about? How does it show to different countries? Is it like every time you post it, it sends it to a different area?
You'll like this. Have you used Spotify much? Like, are you a fan of Spotify at all?
I'm actually just becoming a fan of it. I so happened to download it maybe 3 months ago. And I was like, this is pretty cool. Because I've seen that our artist is FT Hop Out. So I went to FT Hop Out and I was like, hey, he has a fucking radio station on here. I don't know how, but let me play it.
Exactly. Okay.
And the algorithm for it was pretty damn good.
It's sick.
I was like,
it was accurate. It was
okay, Spotify, you did that.
So have you seen Discover Weekly?
Yes.
So that is, do you know what that is? It's like every week it gives you 30 new songs.
I've seen, but no, I have not used it. Go ahead.
Yeah, 30 new songs that the app thinks that you'll like. And you can upvote down. I think now it just says like hide the song or like favorite it. They changed the verbiage. But it's basically like Tinder for 30 new songs, right? You can like left swipe, right swipe on like what the songs that are hot.
That's a good comparison.
And week after week, that algorithm starts to learn you. And I've been training that algorithm for 9 years. Every week after week, I've been upvoting, downvoting songs to the point where it just shows me underground artists. Like, I've trained the algorithm to show me people that have 30,000 or less monthly listeners on Spotify. And I don't know the extent to how that works, but that's all I see now. That's all I want to see, so I love it. And that's the same way that TikTok works. If you like upvote, downvote content, what you engage with, it in the moment changes what it shows you, because it's like, oh, bet they really like dogs that eat food. Like, specifically, they love videos like that. We're going to show them 500,000 videos of that and only that, because there's enough content to go around for everything that piques your interest.
So how do you use this as an artist, though? Because, like, let's say I'm a rapper. If I'm, like, I'm a gangster rapper. I'm the next Ice Cube, or whatever the case. I can't just go and, like, upload a video of a dog eating food just to get views on my TikTok.
No,
so,
you
like,
shouldn't. Yeah.
So how do you use it to kind of, like, how do you weaponize this information? Like you do.
You can like warm up your account. So like, let's say you want to be posting certain type of like gangster rap content. Start engaging with hashtags that have that kind of content related to it. So like, I would look up, I don't know, gangster rap, or like I'd search that on TikTok and see related hashtags. You can see the view count on those hashtags. I would like see the most popular ones. Click on them. Click on the most popular videos. If they resonate with what you want to post, like, comment, save. Rinse, repeat. Do that with all the top content.
What's the rinse part?
Find another hashtag and like engage with that, the content that's on that one. Honestly, thanks for clarifying, because these are the steps that like artists can use to blow up on the platform. But just finding content via hashtag search, or just search and engaging with it. Let's say it has like a couple 100,000 likes. TikTok will instantly start showing you very viral content related to that, and you can start seeing what already performs on the platform related to what you're searching, and then you can make your own lane however you want. But like,
okay, well, we're gonna stop right there, and then you can make your own lane however you want. You're giving away too much game now. The rest you guys need to go to school for.
Yeah,
that was great. This sounds like it takes up a lot of hours.
See, why are you limiting the man's game? I'm over here taking notes, like.
I understand,
but he gets paid
for this.
Yeah. But the hard part is like you work with me to like fine tune it. Like I can give the game, but at the end of the day, like.
I was gonna say, because even as he's explaining it, I'm sure it's not the easiest thing to do. It's not as easy as like click. Okay, I see that this is popular. Okay, this is what we're going with. I'm sure this is.
I can make it seem that easy though. That's
right.
That's why we work together.
That's why I see.
How many hours does this take?
Because a lot of people think certain things, but because you learned it, because that's you, because that's kind of like what you know how to do now. It's like I can tell you, okay, how long does it take you to find a headlining artist to pick for an event? And it's like, it's a lot different than what you used to have to do, and which was like having to search a lot more and having to actually go to an event and see what the openers are. And
put in your 10,000 hours.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like now you don't have to, because you kind of identified a lot more. So in the same way he perfected that, you perfected analyzing the algorithm. I guess is that.
I think the biggest thing is like hearing someone, understanding the value they can bring to this world, and telling them how they can put that into content that resonates. I just happen to do it with TikTok, and then I drive that traffic to every platform. So like, TikTok, but like every single platform is affected based off of what we do.
That's dope to hear.
So
that was my next question. You already answered it.
Yeah. But does it go to like every platform and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, so not does that go to every platform, but do you work on every platform?
I work on whatever's most exciting. If I see someone passionate enough about something, then I'll learn that platform quick. So like I do like IG, YouTube, Shopify, driving to Spotify, like DSP distros. I don't know. Like it isn't that hard when you like really do like F with what you're doing,
Can you monetize on TikTok?
Yes. There are people who are making bank, at like 1,000 an hour plus.
Isn't that how the guy that just bought his house in Idaho, the guy?
He flipped stuff.
No, it's a dude that woke up one morning and was just cruising on a skateboard, listening to oldies and freaking drinking.
Dogface.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dogface is such a good example of a dude who posted every day for like a year plus, like just vibing out. He'd already been popular on the platform per se, but just it was like stress relief almost for this dude, just like vibing, doing his thing, and then boom. Boom, everything happened. Yeah, Dogface is such a good example of like, if you just enjoy what you do and keep posting, don't stress, you can buy a house. You can be gifted a car by Ocean Spray, like all that crazy stuff that he got.
That's crazy.
Wild.
And be careful what you
TikTok.
choose too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because you see so many people that get like famous by that marketing, like that guy who helped rescue the ladies that were like kidnapped in Ohio.
Yeah.
He came out and he said something about like, I was just gone and gotten a Big Mac. And like instantly he got like for life sponsored by McDonald's.
Yep.
So like in that same way that you're saying, it's funny, he got a car from Ocean Spray for just carrying cranberry juice. Like he could have had apple juice.
He was just
It
vibing.
could have been juicy fruit. It could have been Welch's grape for all.
I thought it was a freaking beer.
Really? Yeah, exactly.
Are you serious?
Only because I didn't really pay attention to the video. I just seen it so often, like, oh, look at this. Like he went viral that day.
And there was no notable brand at that time. Like it's cranberry juice. Whatever.
That I could see because I remember watching the video and I was like, oh, he has kidney problems.
For real. He just got done drinking the beer from the night before, huh?
And then I don't know if you saw what Arby's did recently, but they were going mega viral without posting any content. Some kid posted a video of like, oh, I got this TV for $25, but I got scammed. When I turned it on, it's just the Arby's menu. Right?
I just seen that one recently.
That kid popped off. Arby's, like, they rented out an airplane. They had like letters on the back, like, we want our TV back. They flew it over the kid's house. Like,
wow,
they had such a crazy.
That's smart as hell.
Oh
that's
my
like
god.
The smartest campaign ever.
They started collabing off of that. It's so crazy.
There's memes
They
of that.
needed that because every summer Wendy's claps at them.
Yeah, dude, they're so fire on Twitter.
Yeah,
so fire.
Wendy's got immediately good on Twitter. I think Wendy's was like the first fast food chain to like really get famous on Twitter, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna own this, thank you." And then everybody else tried to like start talking back, but it's like, nope, Wendy's started it.
Wendy's got it nailed.
That little red-haired girl.
For some reason, just fire on Twitter, fire in the hair, it just worked.
You're right. Okay, so.
Oh man.
I think I didn't ask. How did you get started in this as far as like now I want to say on the personal side of it. So like what personally actually made you be like, I am going to go ahead and dedicate, screw that agency. I'm going to dedicate all of my time into doing this 100%. This is what's going to pay my bills.
Knowing what I wanted to do in life. That was
it out.
Exactly. Pain. I think pain and like sadness because I realized like what it was like not being appreciated in multiple different like points in my life, and I was like, that sucks. Like I don't want people.
I don't do this.
No, that's icky. I don't want people to feel that way either. So, everyone has like a story, but nobody knows how to articulate it. Not a lot of people know how to articulate it. So I just took all these things that were happening in my life, those thoughts that I was having, and was just like, let's just try like changing things. Let's like only do what makes you happy. So then I quit the job, and I think I was doing like 50 or 60 hours a week, and then I started doing 115 hours with the rapper a week. And it was unpaid work. It was just me like believing in this kid. And I think in 9 days we got our first 1 million views, and then leveraged that to 100 to 200,000 monthly follower growth. And that just allowed me to skyrocket into this space of just like, I'm having fun daily. We're doing millions of views a day. We're impacting people. We're like writing songs with our fans, helping collaborate in it. So like we're uplifting people to feel like they're a part of something bigger than them. And I'm like,
you made a movement.
Yeah.
It was a movement. So is that what like hooked you? And you just like had that, you saw it worked, and you were like, this is what I'm doing the rest of my life. Yeah,
I always knew I would like impact people, and that's how I landed on marketing while I was in college. And I realized, marketing allows me to impact people. Like I'm lazy as hell. Like I love to just sit back, and if I can just like be here and impact people well, I would rather do that. So
I love that that's possible now.
It's
crazy.
Crazy.
I love that that's possible now because it used to include a whole lot more legwork.
Yep.
Now, like,
literally.
Actually,
we still actually got to be able to be a part of, like, you know, the putting up posters and handing out flyers type of like era. So
the real grind.
the real actual legwork.
Yeah, that's
like
because I
legwork.
understood the fact that I don't understand social media fully. Literally, it was, I have 150 followers. I need 500 people to come to this event. Social media isn't going to cut it. I need to get on this ground and talk to these people.
Yep, and that's what's that's another thing that's missing. Talking to the people. Like, you want to get good at social media? Just care about the 3 people who like resonate with you, because 5 more people are gonna see that and be like, oh, I want to be loved. I want to be cared about. And it sounds like
I love that way of describing it.
it sounds vulnerable.
So
Vulnerable is the word that's missing in the vocabulary of these artists. They have no sense of security in being vulnerable. They have no one to tell them, like, yo, it's okay to like have emotion, go through the ups and downs, document it. Like, if you're having a tough day, turn on your phone and just talk to your camera. Like, get real as fuck with yourself. It feels weird, it feels uncomfortable, but that B-roll content, you start posting that shit, you have no idea the number of people that are going to respond to you and be like, I'm going through something too, like, it's so cool seeing you win through this, or not even win, but like, voice it and like, clearly show that you're trying to get through it, and then you become a beacon of light for people, and then like, you kind of help yourself through helping other people realize that they're not alone.
And now you're spreading positivity too.
So
So like,
You just win.
and you
just
did
win.
it in the comfort of your home.
and that's good
Just
karma.
on your phone. Just on
And
your
that's good
phone.
karma too. You know you're gonna get some good karma back.
Exactly.
You're putting out good. You're getting good.
Yeah.
You get views, you get a brand, you get
Right.
a family of viewers who want to follow you. Yes.
So how do you get? Because I
Hold
know.
on.
Go ahead.
Are you saying that's the reason why Kim Kardashian got famous? She
What
decided to just
specifically?
be real and gave the B-roll of how she went in the bathroom and did her makeup first before she came out and sucked dick?
I mean, how she did things is how she did
Wow.
things. And what's really cool actually about her is that they stopped doing the show, right? Like, that was
This is the
a recent.
That's
supposedly. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a couple of spin-offs.
Well, there were spin-off. There's the Life of Kylie. You know,
True, but
there's
ending like the keeping up with the Kardashians is over, and that was actually a really smart move because they are business tycoons. They are so
Tycoons, though.
They are so elite at what they do. They put up numbers. Like, it's like what Travis Scott is doing now because of like who he's associated with. Like, the brand deals I see him getting, it's like there's a lot of leg room with like a lot of things with that family, and now that they're not associated so much with this TV show, they're gonna come to light as these like business elites more and more so. So yeah, I think that was an awesome
paying
move.
attention to that because they think
How
they're
could
just
they?
thinking like, oh my God, you're so talentless. Oh my God, you're so talentless. You're
Let
so...
'em.
But it's like, how talentless when they built a whole empire out of this, out of literally
the
you
family
being
stuck
able to,
together.
Yeah, out of people being able to relate with them. Because
Yeah.
that's what people want. People want to be able to escape.
Such good facts. Yeah,
Right,
100%
and if you can
facts.
escape into this, like this family that you can relate to, but at the same time is like not as relatable that you're just like as annoyed with as you are with your own family, like that's what
Yes,
gives you that
tasteful to
perfect
an
mix
extent.
that you're like, you know, I want to be able to worry
Fire.
about can your dog be in a dog show. I totally believe in my own dog, and I would want somebody to be there like, yeah, I love your dog, of course they can be, and then it makes a whole episode.
Exactly.
And it's like, it's about nothing. It's about a dog being on a freaking talent show. But I would love it. And I would love if somebody came over and talked to me about my dog like that. And, you know, it gives
Right.
you that. That's what they give. It's not...
So now when they walk into this building, they're a normal person. They're not just the celebrity people that everyone talks about. They're normal people, and now you actually can listen to the conversation that they bring. And they bring business to the table.
They bring insane business to the table. Yeah, we can't discredit that enough. So
Oh.
yeah, they are
My
wild
hero. She's marketing whiz.
for real.
Like...
Yeah, that was Chris Jenner because
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
sure Chris was like, we selling this tape. Unedited.
We're not going there. We're going back to positivity and marketing.
I love the turns though. I love how we've been going. Oh my god.
Gotta bring it back though. I love the positivity in marketing. I love that that's your idea behind it. I love that it's like a lot of just it. You're not doing it where you're just selling and it's like, hey, cry on camera so I can like make you look like the victim. It's like, no, you're not. You're doing the actual
it's
genuine
real.
like, hey, vent, because everybody needs to vent. But now that was one of my questions before you went on yours. How do you get the artists to? Because not everybody wants to vent. Not everybody wants to tell you, like,
Right.
hey, I'm actually really, really sad because I have issues about my childhood and I feel inadequate and, you know, whatever. Like, come on, people don't deal with their therapist.
I think artists actually do want to vent. They just don't know how to, and they're just not secure enough to. So her question is very good.
So how do you translate this? How do you translate not knowing how to talk about it all and show them that you really...
On camera.
First, it's defining what they really care about, because not everyone wants to be famous per se. Some people just want a fan base that cares about them, or maybe a fan base that cares about just their craft, and they want to keep their personal life, you know, separate. Even with all the vulnerability and stuff, you can still keep like a lot of things separate. So definitely teaching them what I've seen already work is the first step. And that's something that's overlooked a lot. If you don't know where to start, just start with like what's already killing it, you know, because that visual help is really key. And what we talked about, like the hashtag search, just if you look up hashtag rapper, you'll see, as mentioned before, Denver Biddle is like one of the top videos. A couple months ago, he was like the top 5 videos on that hashtag. And if you looked at the video, you would clearly see like a microphone in the view, like a few words in a text box that describe music clearly, like before the video is even popping off, you already know what to expect, like super optimized. And by showing them like, oh, that's what it takes, by really reducing the stress of how complicated content creation is, like it doesn't have to be that hard. It really allows artists and creatives to just like, this is who I am. Like I can just explain it. So maybe it's just diffusing that confusion with content creation by showing them examples and explaining like it doesn't have to be too difficult.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you're basically just making this big scary monster and showing them that it's just behind a lens and that it's actually a normal something. I don't know if you've seen, there's a book called Eat That Frog.
I haven't read that. I don't know.
I'll say if you'll read. Basically, it's telling you to take the hardest assignment you have every day, or the thing that you find the scariest, because when you actually get to it, you'll see that it's not as hard as you built it up to be, and it was you building it up to be that and trying to avoid it that made it seem bigger than it was. So you kind of do that for people. You show them like, no, we're gonna tackle it, and you're gonna see that this is not as hard or as big or as scary.
And sometimes it really is. It honestly can be super scary. Like it's really.
You can't let them know that.
Yes, you can. That's the cool part. Like it's super scary. It's so stressful learning a platform and like thinking like, how do I don't know, acclimate myself to it. But having another person with you, like we mentioned, like we need 1,000 more people who do what I do. And maybe it's good, maybe it's bad that I'm bringing it to light right now, so I create competition for myself. But it's just having that person there to maybe just reassure you that it's not so stressful. That's the big thing that I find myself in a position as, you know.
Well, I mean, it's definitely not stressful, especially if you have like an expert. Like, I know if I'm an artist and I have like an expert here talking like the way that you're talking, of course I'm gonna be a lot more comfortable.
I feel that.
But that's really what opens them up to like be vulnerable and do these kind of like, you know, deep, you know, not just superficial.
Maybe I just reassure them because I'm vulnerable right back, you know? Like, I tell them exactly how I got into this position, why I'm doing what I do, how my strategies play into, like, the grand scheme of things. And I mentioned it before, I only care about impact. Like, straight up, like, I'm the soccer player who plays in the midfield, where I'm Andre Pirlo, the Italian stallion. Like, I see someone running to score the goal, I'm walking because I'm lazy. I play them the ball, and they go score, and I'm so set. Like, that makes me happier than if I'm the one scoring, because, like, anybody can score when they have that goal in front of them. Like, I feel like the content creation is them scoring. They just need a team behind them, aka that lazy motherfucker who's gonna play. Can I curse on here? Is that yeah, who's gonna play them the ball, point them in the right direction, and get them in front of the goal the way that they want to be brought in front of it. So
I love it.
Yeah.
That's a great example. Lazy walking motherfucker.
Dude, I hate moving. I don't know how to explain it.
That's a great way to explain it. You have to put yourself out there as who you are.
Yeah.
And that's not being lazy, because obviously you put hours into this.
Exactly.
But you're taking the most convenient route.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is why this is the amazing part of how much you can smile. This goes to show how much you can smile, be happy, and still be doing all these hours and do what you love and get paid to do it. Because a lot of people feel like, oh, I have to go and stress and do all this, and 18 hours, and 12 hours, and dang, I can't go do 8 hours and 6 hours, really? So it's like, for you to be able to smile about doing any amount of hours that are so stressful to others, you prove to others that this can be doable. This is fun doing if this is what you want to do.
Right, and let's talk metrics real quick. You know, I don't speak oftentimes about the actual people I work with, but it's the numbers that they put up that most of these artists just won't believe. Just getting millions of streams on Spotify in like months. You know, I see people do it in weeks. I don't know them personally. That's insane, you know, via like TikTok or social media. But knowing that you can gain 10,000 subs a month on YouTube and not even know really how to upload a video, right? Like one of my artists, I don't even know how to upload, but I helped him upload 2 vids, and he's at, I think, 35,000, 30,000 subs. And let's say TikTok goes away. All right, F it. We have that. We have the YouTube now. We have an IG with tens of thousands. Like, it's such an ultimate traffic driver for artists that, you know, once they figure out articulation, again, like read like Adweek copywriting.
Yes, I would like for you to articulate what a sub is, please.
Subscriber on YouTube.
Got you.
Yeah. My bad. Honestly, I should have.
I thought we were still talking about the platform TikTok. So I was really like, dang, what's sub on TikTok?
Fair. That's fair. Yeah. With like the live feature, with all these like new, like with Instagram having its like 57 new options, you know, you never know what new terminology is coming up. So for sure.
Twitter just updated twice in a week.
Yeah, it's crazy what they're gonna have, like that voice chat thing that they're trying to push now. Instagram has guides. Did you see that in the last 2 days? They didn't even make a big deal of it. It's ridiculous.
I have not explored the new Instagram, but I know that it's changing and I don't like it.
I didn't download it.
Like the moment.
No, I didn't download it.
I
refused to.
It automatically did it for my phone.
Same.
The worst.
Like I just opened my Instagram, and it was like I was like, wait, I didn't switch to why is my I don't know how to work this. I was like, how do I post?
Right.
I was like, why do we have stories on Twitter now?
Oh my god, they're just trying to push so much.
I love that though.
And then they're calling it fleets. What the fuck?
Because
just wait, they're just gonna keep trying to one up the services that they have, and I don't see brand identity.
Twitter, we want an edit button.
Yes.
Edit.
God dang, please.
Oh my god, so many issues.
That's so awesome. I love what you do. I love the joy that you put into it, the passion. I hope that you continue to push this market and bring the next person into this market, even if it's your counterparts.
Right, and I'm okay with that because I love healthy competition. I want more people. Like at the end of the day, we just need to have more artists able to chase their dreams and have a fair shot at it.
Yes.
It's not fair that their story stops before it even can be articulated. It's okay if it stops. Once it's articulated, maybe they pivot. Maybe it's not their thing. Maybe they just don't make it. But like to deny a person the ability to like shoot their shot without being able to shoot it, that's not cool. And it's cool that I love music so much that I'm able to now like help with that journey.
And
so,
be an be an influencing force in that.
Yeah.
And that's great. I like that. I'm so like, I don't know, I like that. I'm so happy about that just because it's such positivity. Everything is just so
it's scary
good.
Though. It's scary.
But you're doing nothing but good. Don't you realize that you found the bigger purpose behind music? So like a lot of people, you know, they tell me, why are you in the music industry? Well, because, you know, I like it. Well, because it just seems to be like, you know, it's what's cool. It's what I'm good at. It's what I ended up falling into. My parents did it. Whatever the case, like you find yourself kind of going into it for whatever reason. I think the fact that you're actually finding like a deeper meaning of, you know what, you're helping people, you're giving people a shot, you're leveling the playing field, you know, you're doing all of these things that are kind of on a bigger and deeper level, adds to it.
Right.
Because you can see the genuineness and you're actually just trying to help people.
I love that.
Right, yeah, you're really just trying to help people, and that's great.
It's not about the music, and here's like a truth bomb that sometimes is hard. Like nobody gives a shit about your music more often than not, bro. And it's like a tough thing to hear with how much music is out there. There isn't enough time to care, and it's tough. It's not always a fair thing, but having your story in check is what can help you leverage like people's attention to give you that fair shot, you know. And that's how I'm trying to, you know, do my part, is like me leveling the playing field is specifically teaching people how to articulate themselves. And I'll provide like 2 resources because it's always good to have like tangible ways to do this. You know, we can like talk about, oh, you need to do things better, but like, what does that mean? Because like, right. I know I'd be the frustrated person sitting in the audience or like watching this, be like, but like, what do I do? Like, what's that next step? You read, you look at what already works. Adweek Copywriting is the book that taught me like written articulation, like how you can write a caption.
Say that again, Adweek?
Adweek copywriting.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add that to the video in here.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Yes.
And there's another one, and it's about archetypes, and like the 12 archetypes, which are like themes or story narratives, however you want to describe it, that like major companies use to sway your emotion. And in short, it's how like Nike makes you feel a certain way in their videos of like
we had conversations about that.
Yeah, and like the mom who raises the child on her own to like being in the Olympic stands, like cheering them on. Like that's, oh my god, that's bread and butter. Like heroes and outlaw, or like hero and outlaws archetypes, something. If you look up those keywords, the book comes up and it just describes like how the best companies in the world do that.
I need to look that up.
Those 2 books, it teaches you articulation via copywriting, then the other one is narrative and how to actually tell your story. Those are 2 really good resources that artists could use if they don't have a strategist or someone who's like me who can just guide them along. That's what I use to teach artists things, and I don't have them read it per se because they have me to articulate it.
But what I like about the way that you're doing it is you're actually trying to find their narrative organically.
Yeah.
Like by what they are, what they do, and what they're about. Because anybody can come in, and honestly, and I see a lot of posters do this, anybody can come in and be like, okay, this is your image. This is what you are, and we're going to hide everything about your life that does not have to do with this and doesn't line up with it. We're just going to completely hide it, marriages, kids, divorces, whatever it is that you've had, we're going to hide all of that, and then we're going to have you set to this strict narrative. And it's like, I think that's when they feel so under stress about like, I have to be this person, I have to be this person.
You're like a slave to the content.
Exactly.
It is terrible. It is so draining.
And you're flipping that.
Yeah.
You're making it instead we're using the content to express what I feel.
The whole thing's a game. Anything that seems stressful, we just take a step back and we're like, all right, how do we just enjoy this? And it sounds comical to approach things like that, but literally, if you approach everything from a direction of like, okay, I'm gonna have fun making this happen, you're gonna give it your all. Because like,
that's true.
You don't like, I literally work so much nowadays, but I'm way happier. I'm in my groove and I'm impacting more people than ever, versus like I was trying to do that under someone else and I felt limited, I wasn't heard, and I wasn't impacting people the way I wanted to. So yeah, if you just chase what you care about, it can really change how you do things, and content is a really good example of how to do that.
Yes, it is.
That is dope.
Where can everyone find you? What's your social medias?
So Shwan's Life on IG is probably the best place. It's I don't know how you want to do it, if it'll like.
Oh yeah, it'll pop up.
Yeah,
so you can even just point anywhere and I'll add it there. Like, there you
Schwan's
go.
Life. There we go. There we go. So elegant, right? That's the best place. That's where I post like all info that I'm learning about. Maybe like client wins. I'm always posting like metrics to show you like what's possible. Like today, I posted, it's like the 1 week recap of this guy I started working with, and in a week, homeboy has over 40,000 followers on his account. And I've grown way faster, people, but like as an artist, just seeing that is the coolest thing, because like he has over 1 million views across a few videos. Like it just started. Homeboy just started posting. Now I'm being hit up by so many people who are like, how do I do this? How do I do this? And I'm just pointing them in the right direction. Some I work with,
What is the best way to hit you?
Definitely Instagram, or
just a DM?
Yeah, just a DM, or if you just want to get straight into it and like receive more info on me. I should have my website set up. That's what I'm working on right now, because like now I'm getting a lot more traffic for what I'm doing. But my email is shwan360@gmail.com, and that's a good way to just like find out more information. Yeah, so IG and email.
That's dope as fuck.
And
I'm gonna say that I am very entertained. I learned a lot with this conversation. I am happy that you came and talked to me, because I'm sitting here like, shit, I didn't realize how much I didn't know until luckily I've already admitted to myself that I didn't know much.
That's so good. Yeah. Yeah, you've been very admittable. I don't know the right word to say, but like very conscious, conscious with like, okay, I'm not comfortable with like the security stuff or like what's going on, but like I do want to learn more, and like that's the first step, being okay with like what you do know, what you don't know, and bringing someone on just who will like guide you through this stuff, or like taking the time to read resources that just like the 2 books, like just being okay with that. And I hope you read them, or I can send you like good places to find out more information on this afterwards.
Please.
And that would be I think a good start for you, for more artists, creatives, whatever, because you can turn your ideas into 6-7 figure businesses via social media. Like you can do that right now, especially with COVID going on. Like there's so much more online traffic. So hopefully this has been.
That's very true.
Yeah, hopefully this has been
more than anything inspiring. Like I feel like fire under our ass. You know, like we need to work more.
I'm
here
more
hours into social media. Like I'm gonna download TikTok.
Oh God. I'm
gonna give this a second shot.
I hope it's not a time suck. I'm sorry.
Let's try this a second time. Because like I told you, I tried it before, I couldn't figure it out. But you know what, honestly, and like you just said, just even giving that word of like, hey, it's not as scary as it looks. Just give it a try, look around. It's like that. It makes you want to actually move. It makes you actually want to take action and, you know, okay, let me try it out.
There's someone who he works at TikTok. I'll just keep his name out of it just in case. But he describes TikTok and like how to engage with it in a really good way. Just play on the app like 15, 30 minutes a day for a little bit. You'll quickly see the vibe of the app. And like I had mentioned with like liking, commenting, press and hold on a video. If it's not related to what you want to be posting, click not interested after you press and hold on it. And do that like 30 minutes a day. Instantly, within like a day or two, you are just seeing what you care about. It's actually within the first like 10 minutes, honestly. I'm just lowballing it and saying like a few days.
That means you want us to put more hours in. That's fine.
Yeah, but just 30, like at 30 a day at most is all you need for that first week. And then maybe post a video related to what you've been engaging with and see how it does.
There's the first step. For anybody that needed it, there's the first step right there. Spend 15 minutes a day. After you do, you said go ahead and post a video.
Liking, commenting, saving stuff that has a couple 100,000 likes. You know, just engage with stuff that's high performing, and then you'll be shown stuff that is high performing related to what you're engaging with. And if you don't know what to do, you're going to be shown what to do. And that's the first step, is just being exposed to what's already working. And like we talked about, crafting your own lane off of it. No one wants to see a rinse repeat copycat, but they do love to see twists and changes. That's how memes are generated, off of like variants of certain things in pop culture.
Yeah, that's very true.
So master it and then innovate it.
Yes. Oh my God, the innovation pops off even more because people are like, dang, that's so funny. Like, I know this thing, but like, oh my God, you did it in such a new way. I'm freaking out. Yeah, they appreciate that genuineness. Right.
I'm not gonna lie, that's very true.
So there you go. You guys all have the first step. We asked all the questions we could think of. If you have any more, you have his info. I'm going to pop it up again just so we can have everything all together. And if you have any questions, like he said, hit his DM. You can hit the the email. I said Gmail. I'm just assuming.
Yeah. It is, yeah.
You can hit his email, hit his DM, and hell, he'll sit and have this conversation with you.
Yes.
Make sure you guys follow us on all platforms at BUSIINMUSIC. Busy in Music. Make sure you subscribe to our channel.